Good morning. I'm glad to be here with my colleagues today to discuss this administration's job-killing agenda and the very real threat it poses to job creation and economic growth. Too many of our nation's job creators, small businesses, large businesses, investors, and entrepreneurs are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see just how badly they're going to take it on the chin because this administration and its agenda of more costly regulation, higher taxes, and more deficit spending seem to be taking control here. And they're going to just hold back before they start hiring again because they want to know what the agenda is ultimately going to be. Just look what this administration is trying to push on the backs of the American people. A backdoor EPA cap-and-trade scheme that would increase the cost of energy for every American who has the audacity to turn on a light. A health care law that penalizes employers with massive tax hikes, even hitting individuals earning under $250,000 a year. Card check legislation that would give even more power to the unions and would take away the right to a secret ballot election. A financial regulation bill that will make it more difficult for Main Street America to access critical credit. And as we discussed yesterday in the Senate Finance Committee, the largest tax increase in history is looming over the American taxpayers if we don't act to extend critical tax relief that was enacted in 2001 and 2003. In this hearing, I asked former Congressional Budget Office Director Douglas Holtz-Eakin what would happen if these tax hikes were allowed to come into effect. His answer was chilling, and he's been accurate. He said it would reduce our nation's GDP by 1.4% in 2011 alone, leading to less hiring by our job creators and lower wages for our workers. It's been reported that America's 500 largest non-financial companies have accumulated $1.8 trillion in cash on their balance sheets. This is higher than at any time in almost 50 years. Yet most of these large companies are not contributing to job creation by investing this money in new plants, equipment, or workers. And why, we might ask? It's because of this uncertainty of higher taxes and more regulations. Now, this isn't just my opinion. Many experts, top economists, and business leaders have expressed these same concerns. Jeffrey Immelt, CEO of General Electric, he said, quote, "The government is not in sync with entrepreneurs," unquote. Ivan Seidenberg, CEO of Verizon and chairman of the Business Roundtable, he said, quote, "The government is injecting uncertainty into the marketplace and making it harder to raise capital and create new businesses." William Dunkelberg, chief economist for National Federation of Independent Businesses, a small business organization in this country, he said, quote, "There's so much uncertainty, you don't want to commit to hire anybody," unquote. Now, it's time this administration and its Capitol Hill allies stopped its job-killing agenda that is acting as a brake on the ability of our economy to grow.